This video is going to be a patron's pick. If you're interested in voting in the next one, and one every month, head on over to the Patreon at any tier today.
Kaiju, turtles, Dragon Ball, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hello collectors, and welcome back to the jungle, where today we're duking it out in another
figure fight.
That's right, this time we're going back to Skull Island, where one of Kong's iconic foes from the 2005 movie gets the spotlight, where two titans in the 1/35th dinosaur scale realm come together. In this corner, we have Rebor's Vanilla Ice, and in this corner, Nanmu with their Shadow Monarch. However, you want to avoid copyright, there's still V-Rex. Two different takes, two different fictional dinosaurs, and fans want to know, when they go toe-to-toe, who's taking home the belt as Kong's toothiest rival. Fan poll will be in the description as always. Get yourself some popcorn and take one last piss break. Ring that bell, it's time to start the
Figure fight. Round 1.
Articulation. Woo! Fooled you there, didn't I? So which one moves and grooves better? Well, this is kind of a bunk portion, but it's here. The Nanmu kind of sort of opens and closes its jaw. That's pretty much it, and you got to really force it. The Rebor does the same, but wider, and it has a bendy wire tail. And this is actually important because it helps with setting up your display. So for this, the Rebor is getting the point. Very light jabs here. Don't worry, the Nanmu isn't out yet.
Round 2.
Price. Ha ha! Really mixing it up here. And a good segue. Now, a solid MSRP for these two is difficult to nail down, as both Rebor and Nanmu don't seem to put an actual price out. So we'll go with BBTS, where these are both still available, as a matter of fact. And we'll see that Rebor is about $45, while the Nanmu is $80 or $95. Or, regardless, the Rebor is cheaper, so wham, bam, the Rebor gets another gut punch in and gets another point on the board.
Round 3.
Accessories. Aha! So here's where the price comes into play just a little bit. For a negligible $15 more, I mean, at this price point, it's negligible. The Nanmu comes with a bitchin' skull base, while the Rebor doesn't even have an option for an upgrade. As well, Nanmu is known to include little cards about their dinosaurs, little extra fun bits and pieces there, little bits of art, which Rebor does as well. But unless I lost it, and I don't remember that I did, there is not one of those with the Rebor. But anyway, yes, with the option available for the base, that is going to be a humongous plus. And honestly, who's really going to turn that base down? If you absolutely must not have that, though, and you need to save a couple of extra pennies, well, hey, you can go ahead and get this out of the way. But when it all comes together for accessories, the Nanmu slugs one right into Rebor's head, putting it down on the mat for 1 point on the board.
Round 4.
Size. Okay, so it's clear that the Nanmu is just a bit bigger and the Rebor is just a little smaller, but here's the thing. Rebor did make a gorilla, which is supposed to be a Jackson Kong. I got the Blizzard repaint that's exclusive to BBTS. I can't find it. I don't know where it's at. And obviously, Rebor is in scale in that vacuum there. However, in the grand scheme of things, even with Rebor's own monkey, the size is, the difference is rather negligible. That's the second time I've used this word in this review. Very creative vocabulary. Realistically speaking, the Nanmu is more upright in its posing compared to the Rebor, so naturally it will appear to be bigger. The size difference is objectively here. I can't definitively say which one is better scaled for all purposes pertaining to kaiju, so the fighters are a bit exhausted this round. Gonna have to say there's no point on the board. It's a tie.
Round 5.
Sculpt and Paint. Get ready because, well, even though these both have faces only a mother could love, this is where things are going to get ugly. Both figure samples here are of the quote-unquote accurate versions of the V-Rex. Remember this because, well, You'll see. The blues on both are executed rather nicely, as well as the more so cream color for the underbelly of both of these beasties. However, this is where the sculpt intertwines with the two figures when it comes to the paint application, and this is where we get to see one begins to shine over the other. Rebor has a signature sculpt pattern of square hatching for nearly all of their dinosaurs, at least those in most recent memory, especially some of the ones that I have, and it is clearly utilized here. While it is unique and it is not necessarily bad, it tends to give the V-Rex no particular unique focal point throughout the entirety of the body, which is rather unfortunate. However, the Nanmu has a rather unique sculpt in terms of details found throughout the body, and it's not just that hatching pattern that I just talked about for the Rebor. With these areas as well on the Nanmu, the paint works so much better because the dry brushing and the washes come together, and it brings out different blending techniques throughout the body, which really do enhance the details. Likewise, the eyes are a bit more pronounced on the Nanmu, however, they're much more subtle and well blended in on the Rebor. Here, some may find the details to be simplistic and fine on the Rebor, but the Nanmu can turn heads with a solid right hook and a knockdown to get the point. And it looks like we're at a tie, but remember when I said these versions?
Round 6.
Variants. That's right, we're going into overtime here, folks. More often than not, our two favorite dinosaur companies here do paint variants to give fans options. And for the video so far, we've had the mountain version from Rebor and the original color version from Nanmu. However, they also did a jungle version for the Rebor and an alternate color version, respectively, for the Nanmu there. So, which you're seeing on the screen now. Fantastic. The Rebor does help to give folks an option for a more stereotypical Rex color, i.e. the Buck Rex, and one may even argue that the V-Rex in the 2005 movie looked green in some instances, so I suppose that this works well. However, the other Nanmu paint variant is a whole new take on the kaiju. Yeah, I said it, and the bloody maw is amazing. It lends itself to a ferociousness of this dinosaur. Oh, and by the way, there's a bronze variant of the Nanmu as well. I don't have it, but someone may very well want it, so hey, there you go. Anyway, you have the option of an alternate quote-unquote differently accurate V-Rex from one company, or a carnal original paint scheme or trophy look from another. Nanmu gets the last point and the knockout.
Final bell.
That's it. The Rebor stands on its own in price and in the articulation realm, and it is able to stand toe-to-toe in sizing, but Nanmu comes in swinging with accessories, sculpt and paint, and variants. Remember, this is a Tale of the Tape series, and this is what the figures look like when you stack them up next to each other. If it were truly a case of one being gold and the other being trash, yours truly wouldn't own all the figures not only in this video, but also in the other figure fights that I upload, so just keep that in mind. Personally, all four are worth getting, but the purpose of the figure fight is to put two figures aiming to go for the same spot on your shelf against each other, toe-to-toe, to see which one does which best. Honestly, mix and match. The V-Rex comes in a pack. Now, your thoughts? Did the ref miss any calls, any low balls? Drop them in the comment down below, and don't forget to vote in the community poll as well. That'll be in the description. As always, thanks to the patrons who voted to make this video possible. Patreon support has helped out tremendously within the last few years, including an extra hard drive for storage space to archive everything for STR that I possibly can, and a laptop purchase in an emergency when my other one decided to blow out its battery. A whole bunch of fun stuff. Thank you all so very much. And of course, the end card, so this way you can check out some other videos. If you haven't checked out the reviews for these two dinosaurs on their own, definitely head on over and check them out. I actually posted the Nanmu review yesterday. Also, subscribe. You don't want to miss out. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one. So thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next
Figure fight.